guys, what's going on? It's Hunter here.
And it is Marcus.
Welcome back to the Simply Winning podcast. Today we are on our 5th episode.
It's pretty crazy.
It's
Honestly,
awesome. So we're having good response so far. People are loving them. We're getting YouTube views. We're getting comments. We're getting ideas from people, DMs, and people are like actually watching them because we can see like it's pretty cool. And today, for the 5th episode, we're going to be talking about creating value out of thin air.
It's an important topic. I think this is a good topic too for beginners in business. If you're in business for long enough, you're going to understand this a lot better than the people that aren't or haven't been as long. But if you can get this like topic down, it's going to blow your freaking mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where do you want to start, brother?
I think.
What are you thinking?
Let's tell the people, your value is not just your final product. So if you're a photographer, your value you bring is not just your photos that you're delivering. And I feel like our friend Matt, he actually goes into this on all his meetings. He's like, I'm not just here to take your photos to be your friend and stuff like that. So we're going to dive into your value you bring is not just your final product. And oftentimes that books you more clients than anything else. So what we mean by that is your value is your time. You're devoting your time to what you're doing, your craft, your attention to detail, to the client and listening to their needs and everything like that. Your value is your communication to the client, being honest with them, being open with them and all that. And then also your passion. That's your value too. You're bringing your value inside your passion, because if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to bring more value to the client, the customer, whoever you're shooting for.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. That's huge. I think like a lot of people in the beginning, like you said, think that their products they're the whole value. And so they'll be a photographer and they're very good at photos, but they're not good at like talking to a client or scheduling a meeting or returning an email or being timely. That's all huge. Your communication, I think communication is probably one of the biggest parts of just in business in general, but in the creative field, that's like huge because a lot of creators, a lot of creatives they're not good at communicating.
Yeah.
And you think that since you have the vision in your head, you think the client has it in their head, but if you can show them and communicate correctly, it's like a whole different level. And you can go from being just a photographer to being a photographer who has huge clients. You have to work with next level people because you in your own field are next level. You bring a lot of value. Yeah, that's crazy. I had something I was gonna say, but I'm kind of blanking right now.
Do you have it down here?
Let's see.
We'll just kind of skip to so we have points that we want to go over because we feel like they're important. So we'll just go to the next. So most people miss opportunities that are right in front of them by just focusing on what's right in front of them. So what does that mean? So if you're in business and you're like in a meeting, okay, or you're on a project, right? You're so dialed in on your project. And yeah, it's good to be dialed in, make sure you're providing value. But what that means is like you're so dialed in, you're not seeing where you could be bringing some value or even getting value for yourself in that situation because you're so just like focused on that one thing without seeing the surrounding area.
Yeah, if you can take a step back, and we were talking to Dan about this the other day, if you can take a step back and kind of figure out, hey, like I'm in this situation, how can I bring different avenues? Even like when it's bringing like marketing to yourself, like we pay some guys to come in and help vlog and get the BTS of different things we're doing. And in turn, that's giving us free marketing. Not free because we're paying them, but it's free marketing. And then also it's giving, which we didn't even realize this, it's giving the client marketing as well because they see the BTS of the BTS. And they're like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, and a fun fact, our BTS vlog that Perry edited of your trip to California is like on the Rain page, and then our other little snippets like on their page.
Yeah, a little story about the Rain thing. So we went to LA, and we told the story a million times. We went to LA, did all the content right. And then I was like, well, we had the idea at the same time, but I was like, hey, let's get this edited out tonight, and we'll have it done for him tomorrow morning. So we'll edit it all tonight, have it done for him. And that's just bringing extra value on top of what we're doing. We were there, we were shooting the social content, doing all that stuff. That's a lot of value. And just landing the client that we did, there's a lot of things that went into it that took not just us being good at content creation, but being good at communication with them, getting back to them fast, and they feel they're trusted. They trust us. But we made this edit. The next day, they were like, "What the heck? You guys like shot BTS of the BTS social stuff that you guys did, and still got like the professional shots in it. Like the head of Rain was in it, a bunch of different athletes, all this stuff. So they ended up doing the collaboration, and collaborating with Brother Dale, and we had like 400 followers at the time, like nothing. So it's just extra value that they don't even see coming. If you can show a client some value that they don't even know that they wanted, that's like mind blowing. And that's what I was gonna say earlier is, oh shoot, I just freaking lost it again. My brain's going slow.
So always try to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh nope.
So always try to add one piece of value to whatever you're doing. So if you're working on a project and your job was to maybe deliver 50 photos, right? Deliver a little snippet reel, like a video reel. Maybe you took some on your phone or something that they can use, and then they get a little something that's just out there. Or say you're in a business meeting, you're a sales guy for a big, medical firm, whatever. You're at a meeting or you're socializing or whatever, and then you get connected with someone and you hear them say, yeah, I'm trying to like meet with this business or whatever, and you have a connection, do it. That's just creating value out of thin air, and you have no clue where that's going to lead. Like if we're trying to make connections for other people all the time, and in return, those connections have always like brought different clients because they know someone and got connected. And then once they got in that position, they'll remember you. And don't be doing these things for just these returns. Just always bring value, and you'll definitely be paid back for it, but just don't worry about being paid back for it.
Yeah, just do it because there's not really any downside to connecting somebody. Like if you're going to connect somebody, there's literally you can't lose in it. You might not gain anything, but you're not going to lose anything at the same time. You know what I mean? And last week we did the same thing. We connected a company with another influencer, and the company was pumped, and the influencer who I talked to they seemed pumped. So it was a great situation.
Yeah,
we probably won't get anything out of it. If we do, it might not be for a year, it might be for 2 years, but it might come back and it might not. Who cares?
Yeah. And I also stop being concerned with the next paycheck and look at your value. You put that. So
yeah. So that's like, if in the beginning, this is more for beginners, because I think people that are in this stuff for a while can understand this. But when you are like in the beginning, I remember like always constantly thinking about the next paycheck, and then I would do a video and I would only think about like, hey, this video cost, or they're going to pay me $500, whatever the number is. And you're thinking about the actual price instead of, hey, I can make this video, I can provide them a lot of value, and maybe with that value, they'll rebook me for 3 more videos or for a retainer or for all this stuff. But you have to think about it in value in order to land these extra things. If you think about it just in the money, the monetary value, then you're going to screw yourself because you probably won't give them a great product. If you do give a great product, you're not going to give anything extra to where they want to come back for you. They might rebook you, but it's just like, if you can think about it just in value, and it goes not just for like one client, but it starts to compound for more clients and more clients and more clients. And it just makes you a better, like, I think, business person in general, but also just a better creator as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. And you have, we got down the most talented person.
This is what I was thinking right here. This is like my mind.
So the most talented person doesn't win. The person with the most value wins. So guys, if you're thinking about, okay, I'm not the most talented, like we're not the most talented video creators out there. We see freaking videos by Sam Colder and these major productions and these cool
Matt Como,
effects,
all these guys.
Matt Como, all these people making sick content, right? That's just next level planning, thought process, and all that. And we can get there. It just takes time, but we're not there yet. But where we can win and get clients that they might not even be able to get is what value can we bring the client that they may not be able to. So we're more of a boutique style hands-on. Doesn't mean that we're smaller. We just have that boutique feel because we're able to have fast turnaround time. We're able to really listen and make connections and bring value. So a company may be looking for like social ads to be ran and videos to be done. Well, we can specialize in the video part, but then we have a connection to social media ad people, or someone needs a website. So we're able to connect. We're being a company and we're like a beehive, right? We're the queen bee, and we just have all these people that need stuff, and then everyone else is getting honey off of it.
No, that's
sounds
a
weird,
really
but
great
it's
way
like,
to put it, actually.
We're connecting. We're building an ecosystem that just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's interesting. So talent is controlled, right? So you're either born with talent or you're not born with talent. You can learn things and be good at stuff. But so like when you watch the 1% people like Sam Colder, like Matt Como, Jeff Bezos, all these people that are incredibly like up there in their craft or with their skill, whatever they're doing, that's a lot of it is talent. A lot of it's hard work at the same time. But you can't control talent, but you can control your hard work. You can control the value you bring. That's like all things you can control. So if you're going to think of new ways to bring value to your client, there's no cap to it. That's one big thing that I'm like a big proponent in. That's why I do business. That's why I don't work for somebody, because I don't ever want to cap on my stuff. You know what I mean? So I think like the value portion, you can literally think of things that a client can need, and it can change from client to client. But just think of new things and say, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Even if it's not in your wheelhouse of just videos or creative or marketing or running ads or whatever it is.
Yeah. So no, that's good. That's good. Yep. So we're going to talk about a real life example of literally one of the biggest value payoffs that we weren't even like thinking ahead on. And these are things that we use now and look for. And it's almost even worth paying for like people to cover stuff just so we can like network and make sure stuff like this happens. So basically last year we went to Tampa, Florida. We were invited by Zach Tepperman, an absolute legend. Shout out Zach Tepperman of ZTPR.
He'll be on here soon.
The best PR freaking guy in the world. Lives here in Nashville. We need to see him more often. Anyways, so we went to Tampa. He brought us down there. Amazing time. But we were down there literally just to get content for him. He's like, hey, come shoot some of the stuff we're doing. Blah, blah, blah. Little did we know, when we get there, we're freaking meeting some celebrities. We're on the golf course. We're at this football game for the Super Bowl, like pre-Super Bowl flag football game that Celebrity Sweat puts on, right? And so we were there just for Zach, okay? But we went above and beyond. Marcus met Cole from Rain, and I think Jeff might have been there. I don't know.
It was
met
somebody
Cole
else
for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody else I don't think we know. But it was definitely Cole, and that connection got us to Rain. And they DM'd or reached out or emailed or whatever. They're like, hey, we need this clip. Can you get it to us or whatever? And we made sure it happened, and that has led to freaking so much more. And then we over-delivered and got Celebrity Sweat and their own sizzle that they were able to use. And then we talked, and we did all the events for the rest of the year for the golf tournaments. And then we went to the Super Bowl, the next year Super Bowl flag football game that they host that was just happened in California. Beautiful Pepperdine, Malibu. We're going to talk about that whole trip.
Yeah.
And then we're doing the rest of the events this year with them. And all that value came from was just going above and beyond and making an extra little sizzle or two for them. And now we're working, with Celebrity Sweat, Rain, and other clients. And it just solidified Brother Dale because that was kind of the beginning. Right before the LLC happened.
And when you're bringing value, you can bring value to yourself. Like, it's the same game. It's like giving it to a client. But, like, we knew, like, if we go on this trip to Tampa and we meet these people, Zach's giving us an opportunity to go out and do this stuff. If we just work a little bit extra hard, and when I say a little bit, it was a lot extra hard.
It was a lot, because we had to figure out how to freaking we shot in slow motion
4K 120. We had to figure out how to do a proxy on a vertical video.
It was bad.
It was tough, and it was old laptops. It was really, really hard. So these would have been fine, but it was just doing a little bit extra and getting back to everybody with all their different things. People that we didn't even know, we had no idea. We met some celebrities. We met also the business owners that were doing this stuff, and we just sent it out, and we replied fast to all of them, and it was freaking amazing. But the next day after the event was done, they had their sizzle reel. They were posting it. We were flying back on the plane, and we were getting tagged, and people were going crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just played the long game. So you have to play that long game when you're doing this type of stuff. In your business, like, play for like a year to like 3 years out, maybe 5 years out. Somewhere in there. Like, you have to play those games. And like short term in business is like a year, maybe. Like, it's a year to 2 years. That's short term. You got to play those games. Like, we knew we had to invest the last year in doing things for a cheaper rate, or even trying to get in, like we had to do in Tampa, for free. We went down there for free and did all that stuff and made connections that have now paid off, and it's going to continue to pay off in years to come. So it's crazy.
So how do you create value out of thin air? So we gave examples, we gave some pointers. I would say that when you create value out of thin air, you're literally, what that means is just like, it wasn't supposed to be there, but you went above and beyond to make it happen. I don't care what it is, like, you just made it happen. Whether it's like, an example could be someone spills something and you're there to pick it up, and you're just being extra nice, but you went out of your way and you brought value by making it happen out of thin air. Like, you didn't have to do it. You could have went about your day, but you brought value to that person, and just being a kind person. I think when the more kindness, and Gary Vee talks about this, just kindness wins, and the more kindness you can provide, I think value just comes out of that naturally. Like, you're just naturally going to bring more value in certain areas because you're going to want to make sure stuff happens. And then that value is created, and you don't know how much like something can mean to someone. Like even something small can mean a lot to somebody else. So don't ever think what you're doing is like, don't ever belittle yourself. Always think what you're doing can be great.
Yeah, no, like little things. Like Jeff, the head of marketing for Rain, he was like, "Hey, I like those shoes. Can you send me a link sometime?" And this is like a small little thing, and I was like, "Sure, send him a link real fast." And he bought the shoes. So shout out to you, Jeff, for buying the shoes. you look good in them. So, but no, like little thing. Like I think I try to make clients, like in my brain, I think like, hey, they're my friend in this moment, so I can do little things that I wouldn't do for a normal like stranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though like, yeah, and you do become friends with clients 100%,
Yeah.
but like if you can think that off the bat, where like little things like sending a link or responding faster to an email or sending a text with information, all this stuff, little things that a friend would actually appreciate, clients appreciate it 10 times more because they don't know you're a friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you can think of it that way, kind of trick your mind to it, I think that helps out.
Yeah.
Bring some value out of thin air.
Gotta bring value out of thin air, guys. So this one was a little bit of a shorter episode just because we wanted to touch a subject that was just like, guys, bring value. And like 2022, the more value you bring, because there's so many more talented people. There's UGC, which is user generated content, if you didn't know that. So there's like literally people picking up their iPhone cameras and shooting content. So there's talent being made all over. But if you can bring an extra step of value to a client, you're gonna just like catapult yourself. You know, if you're even a TikToker and all you do is make videos and a client's paying you to make videos, if you could help that client get with another client, you're bringing value that you weren't even getting paid for. That's just gonna help you out even more. So it's like, it doesn't matter what position you're in, just bring value and you're gonna succeed.
Yeah, no, it goes all the way across the board, not just creators, but if you're in real estate, if you're in marketing for a company, if you're just anything, like it's so important. You just have to think, not money, not the final like cost, but the value of it.
Yeah.
And then the money will come to you.
Yeah. I think another great example is like sports teams. Like you're a quarterback, right? Or you're whatever, like you're getting paid to be on the defensive line or whatever, but you could bring value just by literally being the guy on the team who hypes everyone up for a game. Like you're not getting technically paid to do that, even though you are to be there to hoorah and all that crap and win. But like if you're bringing value to other teammates, that's going to make them better, which makes you better, which makes you win more, makes you more money, makes everyone happier, more money. Like it's just a better environment. Like that's another example. It could be in anything, man.
Yeah, Gary Vee talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I started. Like whenever I jumped out of college, I was like, I listened to him. If you go to his video a long time ago called Speed, he literally talks about this, and he's like, if you can just bring up your value as a person, then you're good. And I was like, what does that even mean? And then he explains it more, and it kind of talked about what we talked about in this podcast. Like you're doing things to where you're irreplaceable. Like they can't replace you because no one else is doing it. You know what I mean? And it's not about the skill. There's always going to be somebody better than you in your field.
Yeah, bring so much value that you are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bro, that's Ed Milet too.
Oh, really? He says that?
Well, it's different, but yeah. Like,
okay,
that's
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, Ed Milet's really good.
Yeah, he is. I've listened to his stuff.
Yeah, but it's just, if you can, you just have to do things that other people aren't doing. As simple as that. Or fewer people, because a lot of people don't bring value. 99% of people just do not bring value. And you'll learn that. Like, it's crazy. And that's probably why a lot of people, 99% of people don't, make it either. Yeah. So if you look at 1% of people, the 1% that actually make it, look at every single one of them, unless they got rich off of crypto, they brought value in some way. So
yeah.
All
right, guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in for episode 5 of Simply Winning. We're going to cut off here, definitely shorter, about 20 minutes or so. But again, creating value out of thin air. Your value is your time, attention, communication, passion, what you can bring to the table that others can't, your commitment, all kinds of stuff, right? So become so valuable that you're irreplaceable. And we're about to.
That's good.
We're about to do another podcast. We change shirts and stuff, so you guys think it's another day, but we're about to bring another special guest on, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Peace, boys.